and the last day of school is just a week away for many of our local students. While it might be a sad day to say goodbye to their teachers and friends, many kids will be happy to see the end of tests because the summer is practically the only break they actually have for them. Despite a promise from Governor DeSantis there would be less standardized testing, people I spoke to say more and more there is testing, and it's causing concern among parents, teachers, and kids that our schools are training too much testing.
He gets stressed out. He gets anxiety when he knows that there's a test coming up.
Dayna DiDomenico of Delray Beach is telling me about the tough time her son Raphael is facing at school.
He was making himself cry to the point where he was throwing up in the mornings, and that perpetuated for weeks.
It's a sad story, especially because Raphael is only in kindergarten.
5 years old. I feel like he should be worrying about what he's going to do outside, or, you know, what he's going to wear the next day, like just silly things as toys, but they're stressed out about performance.
And Raphael's story is becoming more and more common.
They're showing physical emotion, like they're crying, some even get sick.
Stasha Veneziano is a 4th grade teacher. She's been in the Palm Beach County School District for 4 years.
Before tests, they'll ask me questions just to make sure they have all the information. So you can tell that they're not too confident about their abilities because they feel there's so much pressure on them.
And there is.
Oh, there absolutely is.
And that pressure is felt by 3rd graders more than any other. This is the first time in the state of Florida that if these 3rd graders do not pass the FAST state reading assessment at the end of the year, they would have to repeat 3rd grade. Those tests wrapped up earlier this month, and CBS 12 News has an exclusive look at the results. 24% of 3rd graders in Palm Beach County School District received a 1 out of 5 on their reading scores. That means 3,500 of them face the possibility of being retained. Another 21% scored a 2, which is also below grade level. That means only 54% of Palm Beach County 3rd graders are reading at grade level. That's 1% worse than the state average.
I am very uncomfortable with where some of our babies are in reading.
Barbara McQuinn has a few months left before she retires from the Palm Beach County School Board. She says the literacy rates in the district are her biggest disappointment.
I've told the superintendent this. We need to put our money there. We have them for many hours of the day, and that's our job, to teach them to read.
Yet many hours of each day are spent testing or preparing to test. A 3rd grade teacher shared this with me, a list of the number of tests many 3rd graders had to take this year. Some are mandated by the district. Others come with iReady, the computer program used throughout Palm Beach County. And of course, others are state mandated. All in all, these 3rd graders had to take 78 assessment tests in 180 days of school. That's about 2 assessment tests a week. McQuinn says it's too much.
Okay. Well, I used to speak out about this at board meetings and I gave up. I think it is foolish, the amount of money that we spend in our state when we could be doing nationally normed tests that don't have to be reinvented.
Do you feel like the tests, all of these assessments, are doing what they're supposed to do?
I think the main reason for all these assessments is that the county, the state, they're trying to get an accurate representation of what is going on within the classroom. The problem that we're seeing is that the data is very black and white. So I have a lot of students who really shine in the classroom, but we talked about they have all that pressure, that test anxiety, and they sometimes, kind of clam up during those tests. So it's not necessarily giving an accurate representation, like I said, of what those students' capabilities are.
I have a lot of friends that have told me stories about their kids, and I feel now it's like almost like an epidemic of children anxiety.
Is it going to get to a point where you're not going to feel comfortable sending Raphael to the public schools?
I think that for me, it's definitely something that's kept me up at night. It makes me question myself. It makes me question if I'm doing him a disservice by keeping him in a scenario where it is just focused on testing, or do I pull him and put him in something that's a little bit more, old school education. But I don't know.
So I reached out to the Palm Beach County School District about those FAST results, that 48% of 3rd graders are below reading grade level. They told me they wanted more time to analyze the data before doing an on-camera interview with me.
You said about 3,500 kids got a 1 on that test. So will they all have to go through 3rd grade again?
Think about that. So 3,500 kids. There's 109 elementary schools in Palm Beach County. That averages about 32 kids per school. A whole class worth of students at each one of these elementary schools got a 1 on the reading test. Now, there are some stipulations about who doesn't have to repeat the grade. For example, if they have an IEP, which has a learning disability on it, if they have English as a second language, or if they've already repeated a grade, then they likely will not have to go through 3rd grade again. So what does that mean? How many kids are we talking about? When the school district does do an interview with me, I'll have more information about exactly how many kids are going to be retained.
All right, Matt, thank you.
Sure.